Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we have done a lot of teardown work on the stern section. I literally have parts laying all over the place right now. Some of these really big, beefy side sections that came off really nice. That saves me some time. So now we're going to talk about what's coming out clearly. Now here we can see the motor that controls the steering of the ship, the motor that controls the forward and reverse motion, as well as moving the props and when the engines are slid into place. So if you wanted to do this mock and you weren't sure if you wanted the actual RC function of it to where it moves back and forth, let's say you just wanted to do the power version without doing the wheels and still have all that mechanical stuff moving, that can be easily done. Just do less steps in the instructions, of course, from the mock. It is a mock by JB70 on Rebrickable. It is free for download. Really cool mock. Like I said, if you're into this, I would strongly suggest in doing it. Like I said, my Titanic was just way too heavy for it. I could leave the power motor and do away with the wheels and just have it power all this stuff, but I kind of want to leave it to where it's done by hand. I want to be able to just pull the ship apart, not have to worry about having batteries in a pack, and just turning over the engines and having everything turn with it by hand. But like I said, I've seen another Lego builder do the same thing, where they just put in the motor for the drive line of everything. Didn't do any of the wheels or nothing like that. Just literally the functions where you can still have the rudder turn side to side, and then have the propellers spinning and the engines turning. So that's always an option if the actual forward and reverse motion of the ship is just too much. And like I said, I could do that too, but I kind of want to take it back to where I can just turn everything by hand and just keep it simple. So that's what we're going for. But this, before I got too far here, I wanted to show you guys just kind of all what went into this. Here you can kind of see my gear tower that I came up with. This is not part of the mock. I came up with this on my first build as a way to gear everything together. So that way, when I was turning just one of the engines up here, I can actually slide one into place. So I would be able to turn one of the engines up here, and then everything would turn. My goal was to get it correct to the point where oh dear, I can't remember my ship terminology right now. The port, the port prop here spins outwards. The rudder prop spins opposite direction of the port prop, and then the starboard prop spins the same direction as the rudder prop, but the rudder prop spins slightly faster than both props. Both the main props spin exactly the same speed. The rudder prop spins slightly faster. So that was my main goal when I first built the ship, and I came up with a gear tower to accomplish that and still have everything tied together. And it didn't matter what engine I turned, whether it was the starboard or prop or a port engine. I could turn each one, everything would spin. I would have to make sure I'm spinning the engines the correct direction to get the propellers to spin the right directions, but this gear tower in here allowed me to do that. That is not part of the mock. The mock just it powers all 3 props, but they all spin the exact same direction and the same speed. So that's why I did my best to reintegrate this tower, and I actually upgraded this tower from my first version. My first version, my gears didn't really mesh that well, so I kind of went through a lot of options, tried to switch things up, change gears to make things a little bit smoother. I had a lot of binding up, and I know some of my issue is because this is built in 2 sections, and you guys can actually see my separation line happening right there, because there's really not too much more connecting this. But you can see that gap right there. So when I rebuild this, I'm going to build it as one section, just like I did with this, the middle section. And hopefully that eliminates a lot of my binding. Right now, I actually had it built pretty decent to where I didn't have any binding. But it takes a lot of work just because it is 2 separate sections. So we're just going to eliminate that whole separate section thing. It's going to be one full big section now when I rebuild it. Like I said, we're going to keep the engine room, but one thing I'm not going to worry about this time is, like I said, I had spaces in here to where you could try to look in there and see where the turbine's set, which is actually right where the wheels are sitting now. I had the turbine in there, and I actually had the top of it off so you could see the gears to simulate the turbine blades. You could see them spin, but it was so tucked back in there, and I just did not have a good way to show that off. So I'm not even going to worry about that. And plus that added more mechanical drag on the whole system, so we're going to eliminate a lot of mechanical drag right there. And that's pretty much how I'm going to go about doing that. So we're just going to take all this stuff out. I'm going to still incorporate my gear tower, so that way everything can be kind of played with from the engines and that. So that'll leave everything free spinning. Like I said, I'm not going to have any function for the rudder anymore. That's just going to be a attached piece that is able to move by hand, but no mechanical function to that anymore. But like I said at the beginning of the video, if you just wanted to do just the power function and not include the wheels, that is easily done. Less parts, less stress, and then it only makes it so you only have to tear apart the stern section and not tear apart the entire ship and put all the wheels in and all that stuff. So there's different ways that you can go about doing this mock, and it's really nice that JB70 set up that mock like that. Basically, you just have to do the back half here, not worry about the wheels here. You really honestly wouldn't even have to worry about this too much, other than you do need the place to sit the control unit. But you won't have like all this stuff down in here for the wheels and all that. So but yeah, that shows kind of how everything was. And like I said, you can always reference back to my old videos of when I was putting the mock in to see kind of how things went with that too. But it is a nice option just to have the power function of it on the back half here, just that way all your stuff can move. You can even still have your rudder set up so that you can steer the rudder from side to side. Pretty cool. But like I said, we're just going to take this back to hand control stuff, simple play type stuff, and still got some parts falling out here. And try to get some more views on that. It is pretty neat though. I love this mock. It's integrated very nicely. JB70 did an awesome job on integration and just combining everything. You guys can see kind of the steering shafts that go through there to power the rudder, kind of how all that is connected. There's through gears that shafts run through. It's really cool. From a Technic standpoint, I loved it. I'm a big Technic guy. I love Technic, and integrating all that in here was super cool, really exciting stuff. So a little sad that the mock didn't work just because my ship was too heavy, but oh well. We're on the last leg here, so we're just going to keep punching through, take out these motors, and get rid of a lot of that stuff. Like I said, I am keeping my gear tower and stuff like that. So I do. My only hard part now is I still have to take some pictures because I need to make sure I'm hitting these build parameters correctly. Once I rebuild everything up, I am going to try to salvage as much of this as possible, maybe not even take this section apart right here, but I think I might have to get the plates back in to fill in where the holes are for the wheels, and I can actually, if I can find a good place to grab this, show you guys right where the wheels are. That's both the power wheels, and they steer. So it is a lot just for one set of wheels to try to power the whole ship. But if you're building it just per Lego and you're putting in the mock, it shouldn't be too heavy. Mine was just way too heavy because I had a lot of extra stuff going on, as you guys have seen. So yeah, just a little update on tearing this apart. The next time you see this, I will probably have it, I'll probably start the rebuilding process and then bring you guys back. It's basically just going to be tearing a lot of this away, and then starting the rebuild process already. So that's going to be it for this update, guys. And hope you guys are enjoying these videos so far. And until next time, take care.